Hello and welcome back to World Traveler Cooking, where we cover interesting foods and interesting cuisines from around the world. Today, to my home country, we're going to make a dish from the southern U.S., specifically from the state of Kentucky. We're going to make a Kentucky Derby pie. Now, this is sort of a variation on the idea of like a pecan pie, but it's also a bit different. So, I think we'll enjoy making this. The ingredients are a little complicated, but don't let that faze you. The method isn't that hard to follow, so just measure everything out ahead of time and you'll be fine. We have my ingredients for my crust. I'm using 300 grams of flour to 120 grams of butter to a half teaspoon of salt. I don't add sugar to my crust because that decision tones down the flavor a little bit. For the filling, we have 2 eggs, we have 100 grams of butter, we have basically a stick of butter if you're in the US, a cup of chocolate chips, that's 160 grams, 60 grams of flour, that's half a cup, along with half a teaspoon of salt, a bit of, ideally it should be bourbon whiskey. I don't have that, so I'm substituting brandy, but please use bourbon whiskey if you can get it. 100 and I think 80 grams of brown sugar. I'm using a coconut sugar because that's what I get, but you'll probably use like an American brown sugar. And 120 grams, it should be about a cup, a bit over a cup of pecan halves. So that's it. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by making my pie crust. Once I have that done, I'll come back and show you how to make the filling. So our first step is to cream the sugar and the butter together. So that's what we're going to do, just like we would with a cake or a cookie. And I'm just going to let this run until things are better. So we'll be back in it will be back in a few minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to get my pie crust rolled out. So this is now getting started. Well, so I'm going to add, normally you can add like a teaspoon or two of vanilla extract. I'm using vanilla sugar instead. So I've cut down the sugar appropriately, but yeah. I'm going to add that, and I'm going to add 1 egg so far. And so now, once this egg is in, I'm just going to cream it for a bit more, and then I'll add my other egg in with the, so then I will add my other egg as soon as this is smooth, along with the liquor. Other eggs going in, and once this is smooth, I'm just going to add the liquor. I'm going to do it separately because I just want to make sure this is all nice and smooth. Now next, I'm going to stir in the sugar and the salt and the flour, and we're going to make sure we get kind of a nice batter out of this. And once that's in, we'll remove this and we'll fold in the other components. Okay, so this is pretty smooth, so we're ready to finish up this cake here. So in go our chocolate chips and our pecans. And I'm just going to stir them in with a spoon. And once this is done, let's pour this into our crust. Here we are. So, just dish it all out. And then we will, this has been described as basically a chocolate chip cookie pie, which seems relatively fair. So, we're going to go ahead and get the rest of this in here, and then I'll be back to garnish. So to decorate this, you could do it with chocolate chips, I suppose, but I'm just going to put some pecans on the surface in concentric circles. And as soon as I'm done with that, I'll be back. And here it is after baking it for an hour. It would probably have been better for me to garnish it after baking, but oh well. Now we're going to let this sit and cool down for at least 15 minutes before I cut off a piece for a taste test. See you in a bit. And now for the taste test. I must say this actually looks really, really good. So, I did cut the sugar down on this a bit, and I'm glad I did. My initial impression is it has this sort of nice, light, caramely, chocolatey flavor, but it's not like sickeningly sweet. The nuts just kind of lift it to another level. This is really, really, really pleasant. It's not like sickeningly sweet. It's not something that hits you over the head with flavor. It just kind of, everything just kind of blends together in a really nice way. It's really, really very nice. You can't taste the whiskey in it either. So, if you find this content interesting and you'd like to see more of it, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have anything you'd like to say about this video, if you'd like to make a dish, you do it a little differently, love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments. At any rate, recipes in the description. Bon appetit, and see you next week.